Hey, I did forget it. It just happens because the tree is so vast. But this is an important qualifier. Even though in my previous video I talked about scanning the terrain and the changes that take place over time, the perversion of nature, right? So whenever I say something, I try and remember when I'm equal unto all, this is really neutral, which means I'm not I'm not saying anything in order to lower somebody's frequency, but it's the truth because it's what I observe. What I'm observing is change. Okay, that's what I'm observing is the change from which is known as the projection screen, the landscape. The landscape is now different from what I used to see when I was growing up as a child. So here's an example. I always wanted to build a sailboat, right? Now, I can't speak for nobody else, but if I was going to go out on a sailboat and go be out there day after day after day, you can better well bet there'd be a female with me. Okay? And I think it's pretty obvious and natural why that would be. Let's go on an adventure, girl. Right? Remember when I'm a little 6-year-old little boy? Let's go create a universe together? Yeah. So I can remember, for example, back when I had a Toyota 4x4 and I had enough money to be able to do that, which was basically on a budget wasn't very much money because our maintenance is low. Okay, it's not about us, it's about all the others. When you already have all the energy that you need, which is what love is, goes on forever, you're on fire. But I traveled throughout, for about 3 or 4 summers, I traveled all over the place, camping out and hiking on so many trails throughout the entire high Sierras, going from Oregon all the way down into Yosemite, back up to the Klamath, Bear Country, the Pacific Ocean, all over the place, including going across into Idaho, Oregon, Washington. And I didn't have a female with me. And I thought, wow, that seat was empty. And there used to be a girl that was always sitting in that seat so that she could enjoy everything that I was enjoying, or what it's like to be with Mama, the great living spirit of Mother Earth. What it's like to be in nature in all the different places, which basically means, wow, look at how beautiful nature is everywhere that we go, that it's different. You know, whether you go up through the Bridger Teton National, what is the wilderness area up there on your way to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, whether you go to the Tetons, up to Yellowstone, come out through Mammoth Hot Springs, just that whole area up into Independence Pass, right up into the Idaho Panhandle, go across down into Washington, go all the way down through Washington. If you want to go over to Seattle, come back down to where Pullman is, where down by the massive Columbia Gorge, right? And you come out through Portland on the Pacific Ocean. Now you can go down through the coast and then cut across to the east, across to the desert. And it's just, wow. Yeah. Unbelievable terrain. It's like an artist, right? You're experiencing the real stuff of the lay of the land, the way nature works, how beautiful it actually is, how it changes all the time, on the way that those patterns are developed energetically. And you're in that energy. You're bringing that love energy there. So you are what it is, right? That's the beauty of being a nature boy or nature girl. And when you're with a girl and you're on fire to explore all this, you're having a ball, a blast, exploring nature, being in nature, because that's what we are. That's the Tarzan and Jane. That's what I am as androgynous. There's a Jane in me, a Tarzan in me, a Tarzan and Jane, from which we give birth to our children that experience